Welcome to the Weekly Hijack.
Hello, everyone.
This is Once Upon a Time edition, and tonight's episode, Last Rites.
Yes.
So this time has been against me this season. It seems like I missed the first half once again. But Nick, you saw all this.
Yes, I saw the whole episode. I'm trying to remember what happened. There likely quite a chunk happened. Oh, it started off with King Arthur.
Yeah,
which we hadn't seen for a while.
In handcuffs, apparently.
In handcuffs, running because he likes to do that. Apparently,
and somehow they've made King Arthur a running gag.
Yeah. But anyway, so Hades kills him because two people can't run in the same kingdom, and they pulled that plot out of the. They just got rid of the dangling plot, and then he ends up down in the Underworld for a plot. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't mind doing more with Arthur. I think he was a
entertaining of everything else.
Exactly. And so him and Killian go on an adventure to help find the secret weakness of Hades. Meanwhile, Zelina's insane because she just trusts people constantly in weird ways.
And you said they went on the quest of how to kill Hades because they realized that was Hook's unfinished business?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then Hook remembered his brother getting rid of those pages.
Oh, okay.
So he knew that was probably where the weakness was, and then went down, etc., etc. Anyway, so let's do the Underworld plotline since we already started that. Anything interesting you want to add?
Just, I kind of like the idea of a potential redemption for Arthur for trying to wrest control of the Underworld away from Cruella. I think that's a neat idea.
I don't know if we'll see it.
My guess, probably not.
No, but you know what? I'd pay for a 6-episode miniseries. Come on, I think that'd be great. King Arthur, king of the Underworld. Arthur, king of the Underworld.
Versus Cruella.
Yeah, it'd be entertaining at the very least.
Yes, the two of the most campiest villains in Once Upon a Time history.
I don't know. It was refreshing, I guess, to give Arthur some sort of ending.
Yeah,
that was not crazy.
Yeah, and he even admitted himself, and probably because there's some clarity by the time you get to the Underworld and you get to look back in your life, and he's like, yeah, it was kind of refreshing to go on a quest that actually had a righteous end for a change, and it was nice to see Arthur be a good guy again.
I guess another example this season helping us end some of these plot lines or characters or things.
Yeah, giving maybe a more satisfying wrap up than they had before.
Exactly.
Although maybe not so much for Robin Hood.
Oh man, I don't know. That was just mean.
Yeah, it was very mean.
And it will end you. So I don't know what to make it.
And it's strange to bring Hook back and not bring him back in some ways, because I guess Robin Hood was instrumental in bringing back Hades' downfall like Hook was, but...
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so why doesn't Zelina get a prize from Zeus?
Yeah.
Zelina actually killed Hades.
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, then, Zelina could be like, this Robin character would be nice to bring back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's weird. And the preview had us worried for next week's episode.
Yeah.
It's a little early to start talking about it, but we don't want to see Regina go back to Evil Queen. We really don't.
No, not full scale. I mean, if she goes angry, wants to go hurt someone, okay, but that's different than, if they try, do not do the end of last mid-season.
No, heavens no.
Do not.
Now, it might make sense in some ways for Rumpelstiltskin to say something like that, because that's sort of what he feels like he is. And it would make sense that he would try to, make her downslide along with him.
And here's the problem. We're doing this other thing where the end of the time travel season, when they went back and it brought back Robin's wife. And it ruined, and Regina lost her happy ending again. And if we're going to do that...
It is very similar because now Emma has her love back and now Regina is the one left in the cold again.
It's just not, no.
It's not cool, guys. And
I mean, it's one thing to have thematic things that repeat. It's another where it's the same beats exactly.
Yes.
And we'll see. Well, again, we're ahead of ourselves. It might turn out... This season has been very surprisingly not doing what we thought it was going to do.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And... Again, the plotting, we were talking about this before, and the plotting is weird. They defeated Hades. This seems like it should be what happened in the season finale. And yet, it's not the first time Lost has done this, defeat the main villain.
Once.
What?
You said Lost.
Oh, yes. Wrong bracket. This is not the first time Once Upon a Time has done this, where they defeat the main villain of an arc before what should be the finale of it.
What you can do, but just so strange, it's instead of, putting all the different plot lines together in the finale, which I like, there's we'll take care of this one, and then we'll do some side new thing, which
it doesn't make sense. Like the first time, it was like, oh, that's very innovative. That's very novel. Now that you've done it again, it's like, why? If you want to bring people in, get excitement up for the finale, get a lot of people watching it, you don't like come up with this completely new scenario unless their thinking is that people will be too confused by what's happened before. But the very serial nature of Once Upon a Time, you would think people would expect that.
I know, and it's weird because even on the one where they do have like the big battle at the end of the last season, then like the last 20 minutes are like, even the finales are like, and we'll just set up for next season kind of leisurely.
Yeah.
It's just odd.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know. I don't get the reasoning for that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll do some other tie-in or something that will, obviously Rumpelstiltskin's trying to get Belle back. So there's still that plot line. And maybe they think people care enough about Rumpel's story. But it's only been one of many plots this season. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have to say, going from that, Zelena, while she's insane all season in different ways, and she just, is madly in love with Hades and then doesn't trust her sister and then loves her sister and all. The fact that they were both like comforting each other, Zelena and Regina, after their respective boys died, was a scene I never thought I'd see.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
It wasn't. They took Zelena on a very interesting journey.
She had a horrible, and it was highly compressed. She's hard to read, but it worked for as insane as she is.
Yeah, or as insane the show is.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, I know, but she's probably the most soap opera of all the characters.
Yeah, true, and it gave her a little more nuance. She was stuck in a rut for the most part.
They pulled something out of her I didn't think you could manage. It's like, I don't mind her staying around necessarily.
Yeah, you don't ingratiate my nerves as much as you used to.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're an actual human, not human, but actual being, empathetic person.
Yeah.
Two people get the shaft on the show all the time. I was thinking, one, kids.
They get born and then they get shuttled off to Blue Fairy daycare.
Yeah, or the parents die, or all 5 of their parents die, depending on how many relations they have. I mean, poor Roland and baby. No, baby. I guess Robin now. It's like she had like 5 mothers, 2 dads, or something like that. I'm exaggerating, but
yes, but
it feels like that sometimes.
And now he's an orphan. Like after all that,
which is Zelena. No, Zelena's.
Well, okay.
Roland's the orphan.
Yeah,
Zelena, Robin.
I suppose you could say Zelena's like a stepmother.
Yeah,
not really. Or maybe Regina's a surrogate stepmother. I don't know.
Regina's like somehow the mother of all the kids,
and yet none of them.
Except none of them, exactly. No, the other person I was thinking get the shaft is at this point dads. There are no dads on the show. Good, and there are dads, but I mean charming, and he's a good. He's decent.
He's the only one. Yeah, really. That
they're all kind of all the other male figures are either wandering in and out or horrible examples or. I mean, Robin was the only other good one.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
I mean, the family structure is kind of... They focus on a lot, but it's very hodgepodge. There's no stable family here. No. I mean, their charmings are pretty close.
Yeah, that's about the closest you're going to get. And, man, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of upset about losing Robin. At first, because, like, we hadn't done much with Robin in a while. He really had been, like I said, I would have been more upset if this was shortly after Regina. They had first started building the Regina and Robin relationship. I would have been more upset then but now the more I think about it, there's very few positive male characters on the show right now, like Henry and Charming, who's kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah. So at his best, he's great. Now.
Yeah. I mean, and Rumpelstiltskin has got some good qualities, but
yeah.
He's a mess.
He is a mess. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I never quite thought it just came in very stark contrast, I guess, tonight because I was looking at all these kids littered around with, unfortunate. Yeah. Hades ended, and I get okay. Here's the thing, guys. You people living in Storybrooke. Okay, you kill a god. You don't clean up after yourself. You don't think. Things happen when you don't look at things right away. Every time, basically, half the problems of Once Upon a Time happen because they don't look deeper after they destroy something. They're like, oh, this urn has something inside of it. Oh, this pile of dust might, just for cleanliness' sake. I mean, I know they had to go bury people and whatever.
That's kind of icky, I guess. Yeah. No one wants to touch the dust of...
But who wants to keep it in their office? I mean...
True.
I mean, yeah, I spill milk, but I don't want to touch... I don't know. It's just very odd to me.
Yes. That's a fair point. Oh, once upon you're entertaining enough that we keep watching you, but you leave us with so many questions. It just raises too many questions.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that they address something like we didn't know that river could attack, and they say that okay, thank you.
I guess things are changing in the Underworld.
They've done that a lot more this season actually than some seasons. Sometimes they don't even bother to address any things. But anyways, I guess it's just startling. That he's building up to getting out. It's kind of a lackluster ending to Hades.
In some ways.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's just I guess it's just, I guess perception-wise, he's the whole season he's trying to get out of Storybrooke. And then he gets there, and he dies.
Well, I think it was more of a culmination of Zelina's.
That's true.
Very interesting. You have that it comes down to that dilemma between who does she choose, her sister, or does she choose her love interest?
No, that's a good point. I like that.
So, maybe I'm satisfied for Hades, but I think very interesting for Zelina.
I don't know what else you would have done with Hades, honestly.
Yeah.
We were figuring out tonight that he Shatners a little bit, in a good way. Any other things?
We must show our strength.
So apparently, Zeus is the god of I didn't know gods could bring you back from the dead. I mean, I don't know why he couldn't, since you're a god of death, but...
Yeah.
And it's nice. It was a nice benefit for setting a couple pages up,
Yeah. I mean, I was very skeptical. It just... If that wasn't a satisfying ending for Hades, I felt like it was even less of a satisfying ending for Hook.
Yeah,
ways. So, yeah.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad to still have Hook hanging around,
Yeah.
But hopefully, yeah, I don't know what they'll do or what they'll set up next. Which I guess this season's been pretty surprising, giving us more than we bargained for.
Yeah.
So hopefully they pull out the ending well. Sticking landings is not once's strong point.
No. I'm trying to think of the ending on first season in general was overall pretty solid, and I remember liking the ending a lot. I don't remember what was end of season 2. Was that the Frozen reveal?
No, I don't think so.
I've lost track.
I got them all melded together. I don't remember.
Oh, no. It was going off to rescue Henry from Neverland. That was the end of season 2.
Oh, yeah. Which was... I do remember liking that one because they had set up Balefire.
And Neverland.
But we didn't really know...
much about it.
Yeah.
So that was promising. I think end of season 3 was the Frozen tease.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Which the time travel part of that was kind of fun with Hook and Emma.
Yeah. And again, I think that might have been the first time they did that weird finale, early finale, and the finale is about something different. This time it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. But, well, we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But until next time, this has been Tim.
This is Nick.
Bye-bye.